Night settled completely over the forest. Beyond the reach of the fire, the trees had disappeared into darkness. The traveler could still see the nearest trunks when the flames rose, but everything beyond them had become shape and shadow. He added another branch. The fire accepted it slowly. For a while, he watched the bark darken before a thin line of flame moved along its edge. There was nothing else he needed to do. His shelter was poor, but enough. His cloak was dry. The fire was steady. Morning would come. The traveler rested against the trunk of one of the old pines and listened. At first he listened without knowing that he was doing it. The fire cracked softly. Wind moved somewhere high above him, touching branches that remained still nearer the ground. Once, something small crossed the snow beyond the light. He heard it pause, then continue into the trees. The traveler smiled to himself. The forest was still a forest. That thought stayed with him. He closed his eyes. Sometime later, he opened them again. The fire had burned lower. He shifted closer and placed another piece of wood across the coals. As the flames returned, he realized something. He had not heard the hammer. The traveler looked into the darkness. He tried to remember the last blow. It had been before night fully settled, perhaps much earlier. He could not be certain. He waited. Nothing came. The absence should have pleased him. Instead, he found himself listening more carefully. He knew how strange that was. All day he had wanted an explanation for the sound. Now that it had stopped, part of him wanted it back. Not because he missed it. Because while it sounded, he knew where his attention belonged. Silence gave him nothing. The traveler leaned his head against the pine. He waited a little longer. Still nothing. Eventually he stopped listening. The fire warmed one side of his face. His eyes became heavy. He pulled the cloak more tightly around himself and allowed them to close. For a time, he drifted near sleep. Then something woke him. The traveler opened his eyes. The fire was still burning. Nothing stood beyond it. He remained still and listened. No footsteps, no voice, no hammer. He could not say what had awakened it. Then he noticed the fire. The flames were leaning, not flickering with the wind, leaning steadily toward one side of the clearing. The traveler watched them. He held one hand above the fire. The air was still, yet every flame bent in the same direction, not toward the strange smoke, not toward the place where he believed the hammer had been. They leaned deeper into the forest. The traveler followed their direction with his eyes. There was nothing there that he could see. He remained beside the fire. He did not rise. After a while, the flames straightened. The traveler continued watching them. The hammer never sounded.